each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Motivating Mondays. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Is the 5th of January. And I know you keep waiting for these changes. I do too. I've been sick, man. I try to get to it, and it's tough to do. But it works out because today at 11 I have Take 12 Radio. Tomorrow I have God-Centered Recovery at 11. So we're going to start the series on Wednesday, and that's going to give me a little bit of time to get my stuff together. But good morning. This one won't be too awfully long. I got to prepare for Take 12 also, which just means I need to sit down in front of the camera with them. I don't really have to do much. I got a cough. Hold on. All right. Yes, I'm still sick. Day 8 of battling this cold. I don't feel as yesterday. I was so dizzy. I'd stand up and just like, ooh, going for a little ride, man. Think I'd be used to feeling that way, but no. So this morning I took a decongestion. See if that helps. Before I was just getting a cough, mucus clear. It wasn't really working. So, I don't know if it was the medicine making me dizzy or not. But anyway, those are my problems. But you know what? I am not hungover. Not hungover. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Been 9.5 years since I was hungover, and I tell you, I don't miss it. I don't. I do not miss it. So we gotta start getting some of these more people to the actual lives. Thing is, when it comes to this, people come and go, which is great. You might find some more other stuff. Maybe you align with something a little bit better. I think that's fantastic. I think it's cool stuff, man. And I'm not like everybody else out there, which is good. It's a good thing. Doesn't mean everything's necessarily different. We need different experiences. We need to hear these different, which is why I like doing the podcast. Now, if I could just get somebody to book, that's not true. I got Jeff Allen coming up on the 21st. I even checked his schedule. I saw a schedule of his yesterday. And I'm looking through. I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, nothing on the 21st. That's me. You can be with me that day." So it's getting a little exciting. All right, but yeah, I'm not anticipating too many people this morning. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Because I know you want to hear the daily funnies. I know you do. Why not? Let's do it. Are you ready? It's just you and me. Just you and me. Whoever's listening right now, it's just you and me at this point. So, all right, we'll keep it kind of private. On this video that goes out to the World Wide Web. So, yeah. All right, are you ready? You know what time it is. It's time for Dion's Daily Funnies. and then ad just popped up in front of it. All right. It's hard to do it when an ad pops up. Did you hear about the actor who fell through the floorboards? He was just going through a stage. He went through that stage all right. Why was the picture sent to jail? It was framed. I've been framed. I'm a picture and I have been framed. Why do we tell actors to break a leg? Because every play has a cast. Okay. I had to do a bunch of skull because they asked the question, and then you have to go through this advertisement for the new Trail Sport Hybrid. The new Honda CRV coming soon to 2026. Now, what is worse than raining cats and dogs? Hailing taxis. That would hurt. I'm going to tell you right now, it wouldn't matter if a dog, a cat, or a taxi fell on you at 10,000 feet. It still hurt really bad. All right. What kind of chocolate do you find in airports? Plain chocolate. The plane. What do you call an international traveler that's always in the corner? A stamp. Get it? Because it's a stamp in the corner of the envelope. Let's do one more. Why was the librarian? Oh, man, these are all plain jokes, huh? All right. An actor. Why did the librarian get kicked off the plane? Because it was overbooked. All right. Horrible stuff. We got one person here, but they're at work. Good morning, Amber. It's good to see you. I already know you're here. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Might as well just call this the Dion and Amber show. Actually, we should be calling it the Isaac Extravaganza. All right, he's my number 2 listener. Hi, Isaac, if you're there. Go Broncos. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And your Raiders won yesterday too, Isaac. Good job. We're not going to say who they beat, though. Did any team play their first string yesterday besides the Broncos? Was everything else just second string yesterday? All right. I think the med is working because I feel a little bit more cleared up. I feel good enough that I'll be able to do take 12. Tomorrow, though, man, tomorrow's busy. I have to do a traditions meeting tonight, but it doesn't take me much effort to do the traditions meeting. All right. So total acceptance, right? So we're gonna go to page 152. That's where we're gonna start. Like I said, this isn't gonna be too awfully long. I'll have to quit by like 10:45, 10:50. And I'm back to wearing my wrist thing. It acted up again. Now, because the thing is I have this ganglion cyst. So I'll go to the doctor, and they'll be like, okay, let's get a scan on that. But by the time the scan comes around, it doesn't hurt anymore. And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do. So I may just go. Of course, I do not have time for it, but I may just go to the emergency room if that's the way they're going to work stuff. So anyway, all right. So this is in the first part of I'm just going to utilize. I'm going to use the big book, but not yet. I'm just going to use what we have in the daily reflection first, and then we will get to some other stuff. I think that would be the best way to do this one. Because there's only one part. It's extracting something and utilizing it as a way to total acceptance. But really it's not about acceptance. So they're just utilizing it, which is good. That's what AA is about. It's either we learn these new ways, we learn these new things. I'm gonna double check chat here on Facebook because usually by now, okay, just making sure. That means somebody is listening, but they're not supposed to be. Total acceptance. He cannot picture life without alcohol. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends for an hour. I haven't seen them for a couple weeks. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of my friends in a few days. It makes it feel like days and days and days, though. Yesterday was just really long. Anyway, all right. He cannot picture life without alcohol. I remember this part. Yeah. There was a part in my life when I couldn't picture life without alcohol in it. It was a part of everything that I did. Okay. But here we are again. We're utilizing stuff that it doesn't matter. We're gonna repeat. Screw it. God wants what God wants. So, right. So someday he'll be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Huh. Yeah. I remember being there. You were probably there too. We call it the gift of desperation. I just I can't keep doing this. The consequences become too much. And this is good practice because step one is today's everybody's gonna start doing the 12 steps of recovery. It's all gonna be about the newcomer right now. Even I'm doing a thing on the newcomer. Right. So yeah. But this is great reminders of where we came from. God, my hair looks good today. Wow. Looks good today. Thank you, God. Maybe I'll use my granddaughter's shampoo more often. I ran out of shampoo. I've been using my grandkids' toothpaste. They're you gotta do what you got. We now have some money to go get it, but we've either been in the hospital or sick or finally yesterday, my wife's gonna go shopping. She's like, wait, we can just order it. And then they won't deliver here. But the kids went and picked it up because they love us. So thank you, kids. My kids have really stepped up this year. I got to give them a lot of kudos, man. They've all my kids. Yeah, very proud of all of them. Doing a great job. Maybe I should tell them more. I tell them a lot, but I should tell them more. Right. Anyway, back to this. He will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness such as few do. Yeah. And as few do, we mean alcoholics. He will wish for the end. Now, I'm not going to compare our. It went through my brain though. Well, other people don't quite go, but I don't know. I'm not a drug addict. I don't know what it means. They may feel the same loneliness we do, but I do know that for us, this could be a lifetime of stuff, right? And a lot of addicts do go through that. They had a lot of trauma growing up in a family. Yeah, right. So he will wish for the end. I'll call it how this is total. This is total acceptance. And what are they talking about here? Well, they're talking about all of it, all of it. That my life is unmanageable. Yeah. Now, don't compare it to what's going on with you to other people. Unless it's going to help you get sober, then do it. Like that person has what you want. But that's not really a comparison as much as it is striving for a better life. So, only an alcoholic can understand the exact meanings of a statement like this one. I don't know about that. That's a pretty bold statement. I want to agree with it because I'm a selfish alcoholic And I think that other people don't go through what it is that I go through. And you'd like to use that terminal uniqueness to set me aside. But I got a feeling that there's some other people out there that do understand, but where they get to a point with their own addiction where they can't imagine life with or without heroin, with or without these other things, right? So anyway, but let's take it for what it is. The double standard that held me captive as an alcoholic also filled me with terror and confusion. If I don't get a drink, I'm going to die. Now we're talking about something a little different, because let's take the way we've been talking it on an emotional, spiritual level. Now let's take it on a physical level. When I got up in the morning, if I did not put alcohol in me, there was a chance I would die from delirium tremens. And in the end, yeah, I literally could not live without alcohol in my system. Not without help, not without the help of nurses and doctors and the ER. Yeah. So there's a different level where there's a physical level where we cannot live without it, but we can't live with it anymore because it's killing us. Yeah. If I don't get a drink, I'm going to die. Completed with, if I continue to drink, it's going to kill me. That's what they're saying, when very few people are going to understand what that feeling feels like. It is the ultimate rock in a hard place, right? Both compulsive thoughts push me ever closer to the bottom. That bottom produced a total acceptance of my alcoholism, no reservations whatsoever, and one that was absolutely essential for my recovery. So, see how this thing brings us to something that can be the beginning of the start of the rest of your life, to something better. Yeah, because alcohol is just no good for anyone. It isn't. It's a poison. It's a literal poison, right? But we're willing to take the consequences of, and I mean that as a human race, you know. Alcohol kills more people than anything else in this world to this day. So, and if you have found recovery, I'm going to say this. If you have found recovery, you're lucky. You are really, really lucky. There's a lot of people out there that don't even know that there is a solution. See, your perception, I know, for me, I see stuff all day, but things are, my stuff is geared towards me. And I tend to forget that there's other things going on in this world besides recovery and what Dion wants and things like that. I tend to forget that, don't you? Because I live my own little world, man. And so I have to expand it a little bit, right? Well, I feel pretty freaking fortunate to be somebody who found AA, who has a home group, who has a sponsor, who has a host of friends. And I need to share that. I need to find other people like me and help them out. It was a dilemma unlike anything I had ever faced. A lot of movement going on. But I found out later on a necessary one if I was to succeed in this program. So in the beginning, because we do a lot of acceptance, but total acceptance, and it's total acceptance of the fact that I am an alcoholic and that my life is unmanageable, that when I start drinking, I can't seem to stop. I cannot seem to put it away. I don't know why I'm searching for this. I know what page it's on. And of course, we're going to have to go to 417 and utilize this, right? You have to utilize this. Now, this used to be called Doctor Addict Alcoholic. It's one of the only stories, that and Keys to the Kingdom, that made it through all versions of the big book. Okay. Now, if you don't know this, if you're a person that says the big book is antiquated, that it is this, that it is that, yeah. Okay. I'm not going to get it. What changes is the stories in the back. About every 20 years, we put out a new big book. It's been 24 years so far. So we're fifth edition. It should be coming out any moment. I haven't heard any news on it though. But the stories in the back change, and that's how AA stays updated. We don't need to change the first 164 pages. There's a challenge in there, and you're either going to accept the challenge of learning more, of putting some effort into your recovery, like looking up words. Okay, it used to be. Well, I shouldn't say it used to be, because a lot of times, even in grassroots, people are putting grassroots is real good about covering each other, helping. Hey, I have an idea, and people don't know that word, so Amber does it often. She puts the definition of the word in there so we understand it better. Or maybe we put a little bit of a snippet of the big book in there to help people understand it a little bit better, right? So anyway, this person, they're talking about acceptance. At last, acceptance proved to be the key to my drinking. After I'd been around AA for 7 months, tapering off alcohol and pills, not finding the program working very well, I was finally able to say, okay, God, it is true that I of all people, that I of all PayPal, PayPal, of all people, strange as it may seem, and even though I didn't really give my permission, really am an alcoholic of sorts. Now, did I give my permission or not? See, did we decide what kind of life we were going to live before we even got here? We don't know. So maybe I did give permission. Maybe I did ask for this life. Okay? I don't know. Just food for thought. Right. And I wouldn't spend too much time thinking about it, honestly. Right. But acceptance. They've been tapering off. Well, tapering off only, there has to be a point of quitting. When it comes to tapering off, there needs to be a plan and things like that. Okay. But until you totally accept your disease for what it is and all of its consequences, you are doomed to repeat it. I gotta mute you for a second. An alcoholic of sorts, right? And it's all right with me. Now, I love this next line, but what am I going to do about it? That's the question. What are you going to do about it? There needs to be action, and the action is not going to be easy. If it was, you didn't take the right actions. Not trying to be a jerk or mean or it's just I have watched thousands of people recover. I've watched it. I've also watched even more people try and figure out an easier, softer way and disappear altogether. I've also seen that. Right. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. Man, accepting that line is going to be tough for every alcoholic. If it wasn't tough, you may not be an alcoholic. Don't sit there and tell me, oh no, once I found out, I accepted it. Yeah. You did 20 years of drinking and you accepted it. Yeah. See, there's that 20 years of drinking. Yeah. All right. You have to accept it for all of it. And acceptance is the process in which we solve most of our problems. Awareness, acceptance, action. These are the 3 A's. And it's what it requires for the successful consummation of your problems. Right? When I'm disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, situation as being exactly exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. It's supposed to be that way. And if I'm arguing with it, I'm arguing with God. Goes on to say nothing, absolutely nothing happens in this God's world by mistake. Okay. It's true. God seems to work some pretty big wonders, man. And I can either get caught up in the worldly clamors, or I can accept it for what it is. Now, do I accept everything for what it is? I don't know. Like right now, I'm going back and forth with these people who decided to do a whole movie on Bill. And right here, they're like, they went and got permission, and that's what I'm asking. Because I ended it with, the curious want to know. By the way, I'm very tenacious and have plenty of time on my hands. So good. I'm glad that they covered their butt. That's all I had to do was answer it. Right. But if you're breaking tradition around me and making money, I'm going to question it. I'm going to question it. They said that they talked to the GSO and Stepping Stone for years. That doesn't mean anything. I've been going live for 8 years. It doesn't give me permission to blow tradition. All right. Anyway, back to this. But in a way, I have to accept it for what it is. It's out. What can I do about it? All right. So in this case, I'll probably just end it. I'll probably find a landing spot both of us can at least agree on, is what I will do. And I'm doing that for me because I have better things to do. I do have time. That's the problem. Right? So, hey, I got to call myself out here sometimes too, man. You got to know that it's okay to fuck up and to fix that. It's all right to do that. All right. I got to start wrapping this up. Nothing until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world, on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. Mine. Mine. Right? Like the birds from Finding Nemo. Mine. Acceptance isn't approval, it's surrender to reality. Yeah. It's not approval. We use it so I can take action. See, awareness and acceptance helps me get down to the nitty-gritty. It helps me get down to the causes and conditions so that I'm working on the right things. Yeah. So it's another tool that we use. It's not some kind of passive idea. All right. You're not resigning to something. You're not, you know, it's not what you're doing. The thing is, we don't have to fight today. And stopping fighting is one of the main keys of the steps in Alcoholics Anonymous. We talk about it a lot. Right? Absolutely, we do. All right. Well, you're going to be hearing this a lot in your meetings today. Okay. I got to bring something up. If you are chairing a meeting, you are supposed to come up with the topic. If you're chairing the meeting, you come up with the topic. Okay. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on